Welcome to My Compound Life. I am Jonathan. Here's another episode of My Compound Life. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll do that. Right now, so it's what's today's date? Oh, great. Yeah, if you consider. Apology guys, I'm using my phone to vlog today because my DJI Nano, this little device, it somehow ceased to work. I don't know why it's happening. So I've obviously took it for my Rome holiday and now I'm back. And somehow this little thing don't work anymore. So before you even think of buying your DJI Nano, right, seriously consider it, and may not be your best investment after all. But anyway, if you're buying Bitcoin, I think, you know, potentially it will trend lower. Very likely it will trend lower by maybe by end of week or by next week. Even if Bitcoin hits the death cross, as long as we're still in the bull market, I think it will still get back up, right? If that's the case, if it does get into the death cross, right, that would probably be 96 or 97,000 USD for the Bitcoin. I think it would be a good time to reaccumulate. Well, that's what I'll be doing anyway, right? So obviously not financial advice, but that's a range that I'll start to reaccumulate some. I mean, for My Compound Life, you know, we don't always. So Bitcoin isn't just the asset that you know, it just isn't just the asset, right? It's always multiple income stream, right? However, I think the fact that we are still in the bull market, there are still positivity in the market. I'm hoping there would still be another all-time high that will form, right? So yes, hopefully that will be the case. But anyway, I think it's getting quite unsafe if I drive like this. Oh, I think it's stabilized there now. Yeah, so don't sell unless it's absolutely necessary. Don't buy in yet, because I think with how the market trends are going, forming lower low, potentially, you know, we may hit my target of 96, 97K. I think as long as you enter, have the expectation that if the bull run continues, or the Bitcoin 4-year cycle gets extended, right? So there are a lot of expectation that Bitcoin 4-year cycle will be ending sometime in December this year, right? So if you've got the expectation that the 4-year cycle might be extended, or there could be a breakage of the 4-year cycle, forming a new cycle because of the Bitcoin ETF buying. So in the US, there's more and more adoption of Bitcoin, not because of retail buying, right? However, it's more of the ETF institutions adoption buying, right? And in the UK, right? In the UK, ETP offering will certainly sustain the number of Bitcoin that gets bought up over a period of time, right? So essentially, this would lead Bitcoin to have a longer lifespan, right? So have the expectation that maybe, okay, so back to what we're talking about just now. Yeah, I think potentially with how in the US quantitative easing are being applied, Bitcoin can potentially get extended. So rate cut sometime in December, quantitative easing, more money printing going out to the market, potentially we can see another top for Bitcoin sometime next year. So as long as you're not in a hurry to sell, right? As long as you're like me, where you needed some money, you take some off the table, treat it like a bank. Like, watch my previous few videos, I spoke about treating Bitcoin like a bank, right? And have the horizon that for you to bank, to put money into this Bitcoin bank, right? As long as you don't have, you don't need the money immediately, it will only go up, right? And give yourself some time to experience this. 4 to 5 years time, you'll be able to see a huge return on your investment. Yeah, I think as long as you can see that and have the habit of saving, and even setting aside some money and put them into Bitcoin, I think you're fine. I think you're good, right? I also think market will recover. Recovery might not be as fast, but give it some time. Give Bitcoin some time, right? Give it until December. My guesstimate would be December, and it could be a small rally in December, and yeah, you might just be very happy to hodl as opposed to selling at a loss. I don't think you'll be selling at a loss right now, because you don't want to be that person to sell at the almost bottom, right? So I kind of felt we are almost at the bottom, right? Initially, I thought 105 was the bottom, but probably not, right? I think Bitcoin can potentially drop further until Death Cross reach. That there's also the saying that Bitcoin might need to fill the CME gaps, which is around 98,000. So potentially that could be the bottom, right? So as long as you're like me, you do have some dry powder, you do have some cash set aside, it makes sense to reaccumulate, right? Because if bull markets do sustain, right? Then great. You see some good return in December or even onto Q1 or Q2 next year. Okay, so that's it. What I want to talk about today, essentially just to talk about not all doom and gloom for Bitcoin. I think yes, Death Cross is forming, right? We're trending lower, but it will improve maybe towards December, right? Due to US government, shutdown being cancelled. December is the Fed rate cut. quantitative easing coming in, more money printing. I think ETF will continue to buy, not as if UK ETPs will contribute heavily towards the Bitcoin price. However, I think all of this matters, right? All of this indicates market sentiment towards the asset, right? And yeah, that's about it. So, oh, please remember to like my content, or even hit subscribe. That would be really helpful. And I'll chat to you soon. Thank you. Bye.